All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. The Amazing here, and today we're going to be redoing my old Reg G tier list to see what I was right about, wrong about, kind of close to, and see where everything falls now in my opinion. Question of the day: which restricted Pokemon has changed your opinion the most, whether it was for the good or for the bad or for whatever? Let me know in the comments down below. But to get started, we're going to start at the bottom. So like I said, this is what the tier list was before. This is what the S, the A's, the B's, C's, D's, F's, and unplayables. So some of these are definitely going to be moving around. So the unplayables are going to stay just the same. The F tier mons, I do think that they are all going to stay the same except like Giratina Origin, because I got to use it on the channel, but it was kind of mid, right? But it's better than Giratina regular, so I'm not going to put them in the same F tier. Necrozma probably can go down to unplayable too, low key, but I'm not going to do that. The rest of them are going to stay exactly where they are. Next is the D tier. D tier Ho is definitely going to move. Ho I had put in D, but the minute I stopped the recording, I thought about it some more. Like, yo, Ho should have been higher, and it definitely should be, because Ho is a good mod. Based on like its potential, it could be as high as B, but I think I'm going to go in C for now, just because even though it's good, its usage has not been that great. So like about the average weight mark is kind of fine. These two actually were in D tier, Dialga and Palkia Origin, because I thought they were just a smidgen better than their origin forms. I mean, their normal forms. So I figured why not just put them a little bit higher, but like they could easily drop down to F as well. But I guess I put all three of the origin forms in the same tier. That kind of makes more sense, right? Than what I had there before, is putting all the origins in the same tier. Very bulky Pokemon, kind of all three of them, with the stat changes. I think this one got more speed, maybe. I can't actually remember. Let me double check that. So yeah, that one got a little bit more speed, lost a little bit of bulk. This one got a little bit specially bulkier. So I think that benefits it a lot. And I think the speed benefits this, because it was always like a weird base 100 trigger sweater. Base 120 is nice, but it's just not fast enough, especially as you're only restricted in this format in particular. Where it doesn't have like any really crazy spread damage. What's it called? The spatial Ren has a crit rate, which is really nice, but otherwise it's not really doing anything special. Telepathy is really nice. They're solid Pokemon, and they might have a better shot in the 2 restricted format, but as far as the 1 restricted, I think D is as high as you can go. Rayquaza, I think, is about where we thought it would be. Kind of an average restricted-ish. It's not really that great. It's just a solid C tier attacker. I don't think you can put it as high as B. Maybe it can get there if we revisit, once we move some other stuff around to see if it's in the same. But I think it's about here. It might even have to go down, because Ho might be better, right? Is Ho better than Rayquaza? I've called it Rayquaza and Rayquaza, so that way everybody's satisfied. But Ray Ray should probably be, so maybe I leave Ray in C and move Ho up, because I don't think Ho I think Rayquaza is better than these three, maybe just more offensive. Use the cut and had to sneeze. I think it might be better than these three, but it's not as good as Ho for sure. Solgaleo, I'm probably gonna leave here. Kyurem Black is definitely gonna stay here. A low-key Kyurem Black could actually drop, because it's a physical attacker that isn't as good as the other physical attackers. But I think C is fine, because it's still better than these, right? Lunala definitely has to move on. Move it to B for now, because Lunala's better than stuff here. It's actually performed really well. Meteor Beam sets have gone really well. Expanding Force sets have done really well. Terra Fairy, Calm Mind, Moonblast sets, they've all done very well. So it has like different sets it can run, and it's just done pretty good. Eternatus can stay about here. It's kind of mid. These guys can stay here, or you can even drop them down. Actually, I'm just gonna drop them to D, because no one's really using them, but it's still kind of like, I might just drop them to F, because no one's using them at all. Because it's just not worth it at all. Maybe if you just want to be funny, but it does turn out they have no niche, basically, because I guess the thought process was like, hey, these things have a kind of a niche. You can use the item slot to kind of use their stat changes, and with this you can have like the clear eminence, so you don't get like intimidated, but it kind of just doesn't matter. Just use the crown forms. So I'm just gonna drop those way down to F, unfortunately. But Eternatus is, yeah, Eternatus can stay in C tier. Yeah. So Kyogre, I think I want to move up to A. I think Kyogre is, well, I always thought it was good that's why I was in B tier. I thought it was like a bit underrated in a sense, where people were trying to like say it's trash. I thought it would be good. I might even put it back down to B. I think I'm gonna put it at A for now, just so I can see where things settle, because it's definitely better than Ho-Oh and Lunala, right? Like, it's way better than those two. It's just not as good as like some of the other mons. So we'll see where they fall, and I'll see if I need to move stuff around. I may need to drop stuff like Rayquaza in them to actually like D, because realistically it should be something like Ho-Oh here. Is it way better than Lunala either? Like, it might be just as good. We'll keep working on it. Travagos is gonna move up to probably got to be S, right? Probably has to be S. Like, so I know everything in the tier isn't always created equally, but like, I feel like it's one of the 4 best restrictors in the format, and I feel like that deserves something, right? The 4 best restrictors can't be in the same tier as like stuff outside the top 4. So we'll put it in S for now, then we'll try to revisit if we need to. Kyurem, I think B is was a little bit gracious for. I think it's strong, but it's very one-trick pony, blizzard spam kind of stuff. It does do a lot of damage with those moves, but I'm not sure if it's worth your one restricted slot. When other things just do the job better and are way more easy to build around. You kind of have to build around this in one specific way, and that limits its viability. I think I'm going to leave Dawn Wings here because it has like the results. People have been using it in tournament to actually like win games. Necrozma is my dog, but it has to move down, unfortunately. Because it just doesn't have, it hasn't seen the usage or the results. And I know it's better than what it is, but the problem is that, for example, it just does a lot of things that Calyrex does, but worse. Like Trick Room, setup, or hold the clear amulet, be bulky, but it kind of just attacks one target. This attacks 2. This needs moves to set up. This sets up by killing things. It just kind of it's way better than this guy, unfortunately. I may even need to drop it because it might not be as useful as Ho-Oh. It just might not be as good as Ho-Oh, unfortunately. Looking at this, I do need to move Kyogre up because it is better than Dawn Wings. It's definitely better than Dawn Wings. And Lunala is also a little bit better than Dawn Wings, so I'm probably gonna have to drop that down here, which I think is kind of fine for it. It's done all right, but which means this might have to also move, because I think Dawn Wings is better than Kyurem for sure, right? Interesting. This is why you revisit, because it's tough, because a lot of these things have shown different levels of strength that are kind of similar but kind of separate. I think let's go back to that. Zacian can stay in A. I think he started off slow but picked up, obviously. Actually, he can go to B, because Zamazenta, even though they're both relative, I think Zamazenta it has a regional win, it has a lot more top 8s. It just done overall better, so it has to be better than Zacian. Calyrex, when I had it in A, that was, you guys watched the video, it was capped. You know I was capping. I was trying to get people off the train, but obviously it's an S tier mod. Very, very obviously an S tier mod. Groudon has to drop. Groudon, I still think it's good, but it just doesn't have like the results. So I think I have to drop it here. Yeah, I gotta drop it down to here, but it hurts to do that because I don't think it deserves to be that low, but I'm forced to because it just doesn't have the results. People are just not using it to great success, besides my boy Mateen, because he's the Groudon GOAT. Koraidon can go down to A. It did win Hong Kong Nats. You guys saw me use the Koraidon on the channel. It's really, really great. However, it with Kyogre and Pelipper being in the format, Sun is a little bit hard, so it's not like it's S tier, because like Sun being in S tier would mean that Sun is just dominating, and it's just not doing that. It's just doing really well, which is why it's in A tier. It's like A is not a bad tier to be in, but it's not as good as like anything above it. Yeah, it's not as good as anything above it at all. Miraidon's gonna stay in S, like how I predicted. It's done so well. I know it missed the top 8 in one of them events, but it's just done so well overall, so I think it deserves to stay up there. If I had to order this top, these two would be like kind of tied, and you could flip-flop these two, maybe Calyrex over here, because it has been the most consistent, and it won the biggest tournament. These two both have wins as well. This one doesn't have a tournament win, I don't think, or it doesn't have like a major win. It might, that I'm forgetting, but I don't think it has a major. If I had to tier this one, I think Zamazenta, because it does have the win, would go first. Yeah, and Koraidon did win Hong Kong Nats, so I'd put it there. Maybe I'd put it above. So these two can flip-flop, because they do have major tournament wins. Kyogre has done well. Done a lot of day twos at NAIC. I think it did a top cut NAIC too. I think it may have top cut a lot of events as well. Lunala, I think I put Zacian at the top of B. So like that way it's kind of differentiated. I think it's a little bit better than Lunala. I think this is first in C. This is definitely like last in C. This is definitely last in C. I actually might move this up to B and just put it like low B, like the bottom of B, because I do think because it just has done better than these three have. They don't have the results. I think these are three Pokemon that are good, just not necessarily seeing the results to back up what they can do. These are just not seeing the usage at all. These at least are seeing usage. People are trying to make these work. These guys are just not seeing like the usage, but they're still stronger than like Mewtwo, right? They're all better than like Mewtwo for sure. They actually do damage and they can actually get their attacks, so they don't just die to a single Astral Barrage. Even this ghost type doesn't die to Astral Barrage, or this psychic one. I'm pretty sure you can EV to live that. It has like the ability to stop Intimidate on its own without an item. So Solgaleo can stay where it's at. I think that's fine. As far as tier, I'm not gonna bother moving. I guess I'd move Ray up to the top. But the rest of them are kind of all the same. So these you can order how you like in the comments. But I think Ray would be like the best one of the D tiers. Of the bottom ones here, funny enough, the one that's seen like the most results is like Lugia. So I'll put it to the top of F, but everything else is kind of just the same in F. I'm just gonna drop Necrozma to Unplayable. I don't know why. I don't think it's as good as anything in F. So I'm gonna drop it to Unplayable. Yeah, it's unplayable. They're all unplayable. The worst unplayables, maybe it goes to the top of the unplayables. No, but then we put Nebby last. Will the comments kick me up for put Nebby in last? Are y'all like, no, Nebby's not last? All right, Nebby can go first. Little Nebby can go first. So yeah, this is gonna be the tier list being remade. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If I got it correct with the remake. Do I still got mistakes here? How does it compare to my old one? Let me know what you guys think. Which restricted has changed your opinion the most? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and become a member. All that good stuff. Peace.